99.9% of the feedback is positive. Okay, that works.
Hello, fellow entrepreneur. My name is Hugo. I'm a 3D designer at TRIIONFT. And today we are flipping the script a little bit and be hosting this podcast. So we are today with Daniel, who is the CEO and founder of TRIIONFT. How are you doing?
Very good. And yourself?
Very, very good. Happy to be able to switch the table.
And we have a new setup.
Yes, so a new one. If you want to see, because we did one for 3D designing before, I was the guest at that one for that one. So if you want to check it, just check the previous video. Today we speak a bit more about the entrepreneurial part in the Web3.
Okay.
So yeah, can you start maybe to telling us about maybe TRIIONFT and the vision you have for that company?
So at TRIIONFT, we're developing live casino experience, and our main goal is to bring live casino dealers into the Metaverse without any VR headsets or any AR tools as well. And of course, as a part of the project, we're as well developing the full Metaverse and the full logic. And the key factor which makes our Metaverse different from others is that we're using the Unreal Engine, which led us to bring insane graphic solution as well.
Very nice, very nice. And as you say, like the Web3 ecosystem is quite a big one at the moment. It is like a lot of people talk about it. How do you see TRIIONFT fitting into that ecosystem?
So first of all, we need to accept that TRIIONFT is the new unique solution on the market. And I think that what we are trying to bring there, it's not something what you can find like on other projects or something similar at least. The idea of the whole project to bring live casino dealers in the Metaverse, as I said, and this is where we're trying to basically take the role. So we want to upgrade the whole Metaverse solutions with our technology. And the main part of our technology is the body tracking software, which is powered by the AI. If someone don't know, because you definitely know, we developed the software which led us to track the human's body without any VR or any other gadgets. So, and it's very detailed. I believe that, first of all, TRIIONFT will take a part in the Metaverse and Web3 industry as a new experience Metaverse. And at the same time, new type of body training software. So it's like two directions where we're going.
So it's basically introducing like a new way of using casino in the Metaverse or in like
casino as well. And as well, we're exploring and opening the doors for not opening the doors, but basically exploring new possibilities of the body tracking software in general.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that this is the point that is the uniqueness of TRIIONFT, and that's what you want to bring into the...
One of the points, definitely. One of the points.
What would be the other thing that are unique to TRIIONFT?
First of all, we are going to be the Metaverse casino, which supports any currencies, fiat and crypto. We are fully regulated under the licenses. The TRIIONFT Metaverse is going to be very safe zone for the clients, because there are a lot of discussions about these scams and potential problems of live casinos in the Metaverse. And here at TRIIONFT, we're trying to solve all the points, all the problems. Yeah, I think I answered. Like,
yeah. No, you did. That's more point than I was expecting, but it's very good. So it looks a bit challenging because Web3 it's quite new. We can still say that it's pretty new. So what would be you would say the biggest challenge you had in TRIIONFT to basically be able to bring it into Web3?
I would say the first and the main challenge is that as a unique product, there is no references. So even if we split it on commercial and the backend part, the project, we split it on these two sites. If we speak about the development, it's hard to find the references or maybe some similar technologies or maybe answers on many questions which we meet at the office. Like when we're developing something new, if we have a question how this might work in different ways, there is no answer even with the help of AI like ChatGPT or any other sources. There's nothing about what we're doing because we are creating the new solution. If we speak about the commercial side, The main challenge, I would say, to explain players that this is not what they saw before. This is the extremely safe spot. And I believe that with the clients whom we are targeting, it might help us because we are targeting the well-known brands, basically. And through that, people will know that, okay, it's not something casino. It's a regulated casino, which they already know. They had an experience with those casinos. So there's a credit of trust,
Fair enough. And if you could give a word for the people that are interested, for example, in live casino, what would be the slight difference or big difference that you would have between live casino and casino in the metaverse as we think of it?
I would say the entertainment and interaction is on a new level. Like, the main difference between live casino and metaverse live casino is that in live casino you still have the website where you need to enter, and there is a small barrier between the player and casino, the UI UX interface. You still with your laptop, and there are the buttons. All what you can do is to send the message to the dealer, for example. In the metaverse, you're going to be able to interact and with other players, and at the same time, there's going to be a lot of entertainment around, which makes it more realistic and more live for the players. If you're bored to play, for example, blackjack, you can go with your avatar to another roulette table, but between all these tables, there are going to be a lot of different entertainments and possibilities to interact with an environment. So this is the real life experience, basically.
Fair enough. And how did you come up actually with that idea? Because life doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What made you think about that?
As you remember, because we started together, and we started with NFTs, which was a bit hard time to start when all the market went down. But we accept challenges. It's okay. Before I was working a lot. I mean, even now I'm working with a lot of live casinos. I'm providing different services for them. And I was thinking okay, what's not existing in the metaverse now, and what we can bring. When I come up with the idea to bring live dealers, I had no idea how to do that. I just knew something. Okay, there is software Unreal Engine. Okay, I know you know how to use Blender, and we were making the avatars, if you remember. Everything starts from these three points. Basically, I know how it works, how live casino works inside. I know some basics about the metaverse, and I know that we can create the avatars. And then we found a way how to create this tracking software. And I just did okay, casino plus avatar plus tracking software. Sounds interesting. And if you remember, I'm not sure, we were playing in our presentation for one of the events in Malta. And I told you we were sitting at the couch show at your apartment. I was like, hey, Hugo, do you remember? Sorry, not you remember. Hey, Hugo, what if we create live casino in the metaverse?
It was a bit crazy idea at the beginning, let's do that, and eventually, we're actually doing it. But that's the crazy part, actually. And as you said, it was those three things that made you want to go into creating that software. Have you ever met any CEO of casinos, for example, and give them the idea, and what were their answer to that? Was there something obvious that's something we're looking for?
Yeah.
Or is it something we thought about that far?
So far, when we were showing the alpha renders of our product, that might sound a bit ambitious, but I would say 100% or maybe 99.9% of the feedback is positive. Maybe even those casinos or CEOs who are not ready, because for them it's something, what's going on? Even they said that, okay, this is something interesting. And those who are more into the colleges, they all said okay, this is the future. And we were, if you remember, we were attending iGaming next.
That's the info. I was thinking about that. Okay.
there was the person from this company from iGaming Next, I believe, and he said the VR is not the key for the live casinos in the metaverse. And this is what I catch, because I'm okay, and that's true, and we agree, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah. That was actually the answer I was expecting, because I remember that specific moment where the lights came in,
okay, we are in the right way.
Exactly. And is there because I know it's a very technical, everything we're doing here, it's pretty technical, but is there stuff that are more technical than other? And how do you deal with that technicality?
So first of all, the whole project for me, I mean, I'm not a developer or a designer, but of course, I know everything a bit, or something more, something less. And I'm not sure that I can say that something is less technically or less important, because it's all connected. If we split the three departments of our team, let's say there is me, I'm not sure that I can call myself as a department, but let's call it me. Then we have a design department, and then we have a development department. Without one of these departments, it's not going to work, because everything starts from the idea, then we need to visualize it, and then we need to make it work. And this is how it works, basically. It's a chain. It's a chain of the process.
Fair enough. Makes sense. But was there maybe like one thing that was at the beginning that you thought it's not really doable because the technology doesn't exist for Votold, or everything existed already and you just used the part that you found?
I mean, you was a bit skeptical.
Yes, very much so.
But that's a good question, because as I mentioned before, everything what we are doing is not existing yet. And of course, for me, it was like, I'm gonna make a step nowhere. Like, I have no idea how it's gonna work. I just have this idea. I have approximately vision that, for example, this software can work with this software, but can it work? Like, nobody knows. And I would say the way of business development I chose was, okay, we're just gonna start and let's see if that works. And we started the design, then we found the developer, then we bring it to him. He brings his knowledge as well. He found a way how to connect everything. But it wasn't like, so we need to press here and it will work like that, unfortunately. But at the same time, it's fortunately, because that's what makes our project unique.
Fair enough. Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day, it's still related to casino. So people, play their own money. How do you ensure that the game that you will be bringing to the metaverse is fair to play? As in, like, there wouldn't be, because metaverse for now, as it's a new thing, like the internet was at the beginning, people scream scam basically. It's pretty much the same for like metaverse, NFT, crypto, related stuff related like this. So how can people know that if you play on that casino, that specific casino, it's fair to play? It's going to be the same rule that apply in the real casino.
So this is basically the way we choose how to operate with the casinos, because we are not a casino, we are software providers. And the way we want to operate, if there is a casino with the audience, well-known casino, we can connect it to our metaverse. Basically what they're doing, what people are going to do, players, they're going to connect to the casino which they already know, which is to casino to whom they trust, through our metaverse. We are not developing the new rules or, the ways how to avoid licenses or something like that. We're providing the space and solutions. If we speak about people who are a bit might be skeptical, like, okay, metaverse doesn't matter, this casino operating 100 years and now it's in metaverse, it's a scam. We are still, as casino environment providers, we're going through the licenses, even the games, like, for example, as you know, the dealers, which we own the blackjack, they have the shoe deck with the cards. So, and we, of course, have this random card generator inside, which generating the card always randomly. This part of the code we're sending to the laboratory test in every country where we want to operate. So we are certified, licensed casino environment providers.
So for people who think, it's an internet thing, like maybe it's not fair, we still have tests to do with those games.
Of course. I mean, like, legally we're not allowed to operate without the licenses and stuff like that. It's more dangerous if we are supporting only crypto and it's our own casino.
Right.
But since we're working with end currencies, digital and fiat, and we are operating through the casinos, through the well-known casinos, it's all safe.
Right. Just to understand a bit more, because there is casinos in the metaverse, do you think there is like a future for casino in the metaverse? And what do you think like TRIIONFT would be like a part of it? Like, do you think every casino will use it, or only partly? Like, basically, live casino, do you see a big thing on the metaverse, or just?
So ideally, every casino should use our metaverse and solutions. But I think, first of all, the audience of gamers who are already taking part in live casinos, they will push it there. So basically, the casinos who are very, very into technologies, who are developing already like some 3D animations in the traditional live casino, they will look at the project and the product, because they will see that this is extending the opportunities for them. And then I would say, if it's successful, it's going to be as a race for casinos. So who's first? Who's developing better? Who's creating more interesting stuff there? Because we are providing not only the games, we are providing the private studios for casinos. And then it's the matter how they're going to customize it, how much they create, how much of creativity they're going to put there, and how much of the new solutions from their app, like for example custom games, they want to bring there. So it's another layer of gambling composition, I would say.
So it's pretty much limitless then, because you can have one metaverse, but a person can have multiple experiences through different studio and different.
Exactly. But there is one important moment. That's, for example, if we have two casinos in the metaverse, they're not going to be able to interact between each other. They're going to see each other, but if we have Casino 1 and Casino 2, the person from Casino 1 not going to be able to go to the private studio of Casino 2, because of course we don't want to mix audience and clients at different casinos. It doesn't make sense for the casinos.
Yes, obviously. Makes sense. Let's speak a bit about you now. Because you've been an entrepreneur for a couple of years now. And couple is not a good word actually, but a lot of years. How did you start like opening companies or becoming an entrepreneur, if I may say it that way?
So when I was 18 years old, I was working a few months as a waiter, like 2 or 3, I don't really remember. Then I switched to I changed my job to the well-known company where everybody works as a dealers. This giant company, I think you understand.
I know which one.
Yeah, of course. I'm not sure that we can see the name here. They didn't pay us for
once again.
And I was working there for as well, like maybe 3 months. And then I still was like 18 years old, and I realized, okay, this is not something for me. And of course, I wasn't dreaming about like big money, and I'm still not rich, unfortunately. But I left my job, and I started like exploring the photography and videography. So this is where I did my degree about. So basically, I have a bachelor degree of director of photography, and this is basically how it started. I'm not going to say that I opened the company, of course, but I'm not going to say that this was like a business which I was setting up. I opened the company for the purpose to invoicing people, you know. That's it, because you need to pay taxes. And slowly, year by year, the company was growing. The project companies to serious work for what they
Still a company though.
Yeah. So I would say in like 3 years time, from the small project, it grows to the company, because we had an employees, office, and everything what should be in the company. And then we started looking for some other sectors like digital services, like web design, some UI UX. And this is how we started working with the casinos. I was working with them with the photography I did, but then when I I added the services like UI and UX, I started getting clients from iGaming. Then I moved to Malta, because originally I'm from Latvia, you know.
Yes.
I met you, and we started all this.
And how would you say, like, because mainly your experiences in videography, photography, how do you think this as an input in the project that you're doing at the moment? With trying that.
Very good question, honestly. I believe that I'm not sure that this might help, for example, to development by saying development, I mean like coding of the game logic and stuff like that. But for example, design-wise, it helps a lot, because I have a vision how the composition should look, the lighting, the knowledge how to set up the light. So I can bring my knowledge to make the visuals of our metaverse cinematic and realistic. Basically, I would say shortly, I know how to pack the product. You know how to create the product, I know how to pack it, and we have a developers who know how to make it work. So it's a give Jay.
Yeah, works all together.
Yeah.
And what did you learn from your first year as an entrepreneur? And till now, like, what was the biggest challenges you had at the beginning? I would say. How did you overcome them?
First thing, what I learned is when you have your first income, don't spend it on parts. Because I did.
Of course.
Yeah. And so save some money when you are not super rich, because I'd love. So you always need to have like your backup to invest. Because some people saving money for for a situation with it when they don't have money and they need to have some backup to leave. I'm saving money to be able to invest in something. And by saying invest, it's not like huge investments to startups or something. In my own pace, if I need a bit of money for marketing or something, at least I know that I can. If the challenges are, I spend a lot of time to learn how to communicate with different types of people, because the first people you met are your clients. And this is, I would say, the easiest part. And this is what I met when I was working with the one photography and this UI UX. Since we started all this Metaverse Web3 project, I started learning even different things, how to communicate with the CEOs, which have huge experience behind that. So, which are don't want, or they don't have time, or they are just not interesting to listen to. So I believe the best what I've learned and still learning, how to bring and so how to make them listen to you. Mm-hmm. So this is what, if I had the chance to learn it at first, I would go in that.
It's an ongoing process.
Of course, there's no book.
So maybe more like sponging information that you get and being able to like reuse it to talk to anybody about pretty much anything.
You need to just listen to them how they talk, because if you will go to them and will say, yeah, I have a project, just to be polite, it will say yes.
Yeah.
But there always should be this keyword which will catch them, like, okay, what did they say? That's why, like, for example, now when I speak to iGaming companies, I never start with like, we have a project, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, new solution for you or something like that. It depends with who I'm talking, but it should be personalized and very catchy.
Good marketing. So I see that you are a serial entrepreneur, because you have multiple companies that you open and that you run as well. How do you basically keep focus on the thing that you are doing at the moment and not basically journey with different things?
Yeah, that's very hard, honestly. And of course, with the TRIIONFT project, I reduce the amount of my attention, the level of attention on my other projects, because now TRIIONFT takes the main part. Of course, I'm still running my other projects, but not the same like I did before. And it's definitely hard, but I believe like that TRIIONFT is something new and something unique, and basically what this project can change not only my life, but the life of the whole industry of 360 degrees. So that's why I prefer to focus on that. And maybe somewhere in other projects I earn less, but I know that this will bring a huge input here. So it's more the way you balance and you plan your finances and stuff like that.
It's more like take one thing and focus on that specific thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, what would be like one advice that you would give to a person that want to become an entrepreneur? And would you advise him as well to go into Web3 or not?
It depends on the mind of the person, but it would speak about the person who would just want to be an entrepreneur. So just do it. Don't be afraid, because of course it's always easy to say that, but what I've learned that any industry has an open doors for you. Like, doesn't matter, you're a photographer, you want to go to the Web3, or you want to go to you want to open your barber shop or something like that. if you have unique solution, unique offer, which is not say like others, I might say something which what everybody says, but just do it. At least you will never know if you're not going to try. And then the rest of your life, you always will think, imagine that works. And the worst is if you will just leave it, you will let it go, your idea, and then someone did it, and you see, okay, that works. And you're like, oops.
And the other thing you say, like, everybody says that, so when like it's already, if everybody say the same thing, maybe you should listen to what people say. Like, you think it's a good thing to say to people and maybe remind them.
Yeah, but sometimes people who are not running businesses, they say the same as well. So it's more like, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, when you have problems in your life, most probably the person from the side will tell you, like, don't worry, everything's going to be fine.
Of course. So let's not talk about it and just do it. That would be
Exactly.
Because at least it's someone that doesn't do anything but give you a good advice.
Don't let yourself time to think, shall I or not.
The fact is that
If you have the seed of the idea, okay, start, like, think about it, try it. At least today we have a lot of tools to try it without huge investment. Depends, of course, on the sector where you want to operate, but if it's like e-commerce or something, there are a lot of platforms where you can open your online shop. You would speak about Web3. I mean, the sky is the limit there. You can develop whatever you want, but of course it will take more investments.
All right, let's go to Wonderland a bit together. How do you see TRIIONFT in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see it? And where do you see the metaverse a little bit as per like metaverses?
Yeah, so let's go one by one. TRIIONFT in 5 years in general. It's definitely a huge company. It's a factory of iGaming solutions. And of course, if everything will work according to the plan, they're going to be a huge competition. Because so far we're not chilling, but we know that there is nothing similar to that competition. But definitely, it's going to be a successful project because of the uniqueness. It will speak. Sorry, could you remind me?
Yes. How would you see like the metaverse evolving as well in 5 10?
So Metaverse will evolve with the projects around it, because it would take as an example how the Metaverse started. People were buying the lands, which were empty. And this land, the piece of the Metaverse, was cool not because it's just a land. It was cool because entrepreneurs or developers, creatives, they bring their ideas there and they build this environment with entertainment around. So the projects will make the Metaverse grow, and as far as the projects can grow, Metaverse will follow.
All right. And would you say, for example, if you had 2 metaverse, one which would be based on only like brand, so for example, you have like a Nike or any big brand that work that create their land there, and as opposed to a metaverse only based with community, so community being able to build whatever they want, which one would you see it grow more, and why would be that reason?
So I think the community basis is related more into NFT projects, because this is the key of the how to grow the NFT project. Like, you need to have a strong community. You still need to bring them the cool idea, but I think the metaverse itself, of course, community will push it, but it very depends on the business. Like, if it's iGaming and the business model is around the communities of the casinos, the metaverse will be pushed from the side. So we, as a project, we don't really need to build our own community. Of course we will, but it's not the key. If it's your like personal product and you want to build your own audience who's going to use your tools and your solutions, you need to build your audience. And I mean, we can't really compare which type of the metaverse will be more successful, because there are so many factors, and it just depends. I would say we can say which project is going to be more successful, because it doesn't really matter community basis or tools for other third-party companies with their communities. It's just that if your project is cool, it will work. If not, then not.
Because I see it as well, like maybe later, like whole commercial center would be like metaverse. So I see that have one room where Each land would be like a specific brand, and then you would show even that.
Because I mean, like for me, like for example, we have an office, we are developing stuff, and let's say, but we are very techy. Let's say I don't know, accountant office, accountancy, accountant company. How? I mean, for what?
For accountant, not necessarily, but still you can, because basically all I would do it would be more like the streaming room that we're doing training to. So you can have as well like conferences, and you don't need to be next to the person.
Exactly.
You need to accountancy. So it's more like the Zoom call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I imagine it as well as pretty much replacing Amazon. So you go on actually the Metaverse to buy your clothes. You can test it on an avatar. For example, I don't know, there is a new line of X brand. Then you can test it directly on your avatar, which is inside your body or whatever. Then that would replace basically the commercial center.
That might be only one problem I can see so far, the hardware. Because not everybody using the powerful hardware like to go into the metaverse on stuff like that. Maybe that's the reason why they're very pixelized now. But I mean, if you want to test the outfits, or you want to meet people and know that this person is you and looks really like you and not like similar avatar, you need to have a very, very powerful hardware form as well.
Yeah.
And this might be the barrier.
That's why it's more like 5-10 years, because as technology is evolving, I'm pretty sure like in a year or two, this would be even the spec for.
Yeah.
You don't need a huge computer now to run any metaverse or stuff like that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll happen like this, and just don't know like if it's gonna be more like a community-based metaverse or brand.
Ideally, it should be like one huge metaverse, with the
same multiverse pretty much.
But we're now speaking about like when we replace the real life into the game.
Yes, and that's another story which is dangerous a lot, but yeah, a lot. I mean, and because we speak about the metaverse, but the technology behind the metaverse is the blockchain, obviously. And how do you see like the blockchain on a day-to-day basis in like 5-10 years? Do you think it's going to be like used by most people, or do you just think that it's something that will be?
So the blockchain let's say blockchain as an industry, it's definitely something necessary. I mean, it brings a lot of solutions like privacy and security, smart contracts, and it works very well with the crypto and NFTs. For Metaverse, as far as I know, like at the beginning, the idea was to build the environment on the blockchain technology, and this is the Metaverse. Now, every game is the Metaverse. So people erase this part about the blockchain from the Metaverse, and if they need to build, so it's independent specific cases. Like if someone looking for solutions which are based on your blockchain, they will go for it. If no, then no. Like I'm not sure that the blockchain is everywhere as a Metaverse solution, but in general, privacy-wise, like finance and stuff like that, this is the future. And I still have a lot of questions, and every time I meet people from financial institutes, I ask them like, how do you see blockchain with the banks? And nobody can give me the answer, because there's only one thing, or they give me the answer, and then I'm asking about KYC, that nobody likes KYC with the blockchain. So here is the problem so far. I'm not sure. Regulations. I'm not sure that I'm like financial expert, but definitely blockchain will stay with us forever and will improve the financial system in the whole world, I believe.
So I saw it more like as it would be good for like everything related to insurance or running real estate or stuff like this. That
smart contract.
Yeah, smart contract would be very, very important technique. What's for the last part? What at the moment is like the biggest challenge that TRIIONFT is facing, if we are speaking as of May 2023?
So the biggest challenge, it's still basically, it's very similar to what I answered before. Exploring the new technology, creating the new technologies, because we are not only exploring, we are creating the new tools and technologies. And one of the challenge, I'd say, with this type of project, you never know how to plan, like for example, development parts for a year, because you're always creating new, and for example, you have a deadline, okay, this part will be ready in a month. You really can't say a month. So time-wise, time is our biggest challenge so far.
Fair enough. And if you have one last word, I would say for people that are watching at the moment, about Web3, specifically Web3 and entrepreneurial into Web3, what would it be?
Don't be afraid of the Web3. Try the metaverses, try the tools which are offered you from the space, and bring the new solutions, because Metaverse is looking for the new products.
That was very good. That was a big word. Well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and see you later.
Yeah, thank you very much.